Christmas edition. Now I just woke up from a 90-minute nap. Spent Christmas lunch at my fiance's family's house, and we had a very, very broad spread of food. Let's just say that. A very large spread of food. And it was fantastic. I couldn't eat a lot of the savory dishes because of the salt content, but I could pretty much pick and choose whatever desserts I wanted, and so that was fantastic. But then I obviously needed a nap to digest it all, so came home, had a 90-minute nap, and now it is 6 p.m. Wednesday 25th of December, and it's almost time for me to go hit my second training session of the week. So yeah, as fun as that was, as much as I enjoyed the Christmas festivities today, I'm looking forward just as much to getting to the gym, hitting the gym and doing my training sessions. So I'm going to eat my usual Greek yogurt, protein powder, blueberry concoction with my rice cakes. Realistically, I should just grab the camera and point the camera down, but it's too much work to take it off the tripod. So rice cakes, jam, honey, PB2, and then just a decaf coffee because I don't need the caffeine after that 90-minute nap. I'll watch a little bit of The Rookie, eat this, and then head to the gym. So it will be upper body load, lower body pump session today. So looking forward to that. It's peak volume at the moment, so I'm in tier 3 of the volume for the basic run of fortitude training. So yeah, next week, after this week, it'll go back down to tier 2 volume, and I'll stay there for the remainder of this training blast or training cycle. And then I'll just do a bit of a reset back to tier volume 1 or volume tier 1. Tier 1 volume, that's what I was trying to say. Jeez, still half asleep as you can see. So I'll eat this and I'll see you guys at the gym. There we go. It's getting pretty late now, as you can probably tell from the color of the sky. So I just thought to myself, I better get my ass to the gym and start the session. Because I don't know about you, but when it comes to the gym and myself, I absolutely love training, but I'm the king of procrastination. If I do not go to the gym, I can put it off for hours. And it's not, like I said, it's not because I don't enjoy training. I absolutely love training. I mean, I think if I had to narrow down any one individual component of bodybuilding that I enjoy the most, it would have to be the training aspect. Just it's not even about the physique or anything like that. It's just going in there and just basically going to work, just going to town. I enjoy the process of training and the process of improving week after week, or not even that, because you don't really improve week after week, to be fair, when you've been training as long as I have, but just that linear trend over time. Not necessarily linear from session to session or week to week, but you might have training sessions where you just hit what you did the previous week, or you might even go back a rep or two, but then the next week you might hit a rep PR. And over time, if you were to kind of look at it from a broader picture, a broader perspective, and you draw a trend line through your performance in the gym on various lifts and various training sessions, you'll notice that slight linear incline over time. And that's what it's all about for me. There's a guy up here, he must be on his phone. He's got a green light and he didn't even realize it. The people behind me were just like beeped their horn at him. But yeah, it's one of those things. I absolutely love training, and in spite of the fact that I love training and that it's the favorite element of bodybuilding for me, I still procrastinate like crazy, and so yeah, I would have quite happily stayed at home for another hour if I didn't force myself to leave the house, essentially. So heading to the gym now, and I think a part of it is performance anxiety. I know that I set the bar so high for myself, and I have that expectation of not necessarily hitting a PR, but making sure that I don't leave any stone unturned, within reason. I mean, I'm not going to train to absolute failure on everything because that would be counterproductive, but leaving no stone unturned, relatively speaking. And so I think it's, just a little bit of performance anxiety, knowing that I have to bring my best. That makes me a little bit averse to going to the gym. Makes me procrastinate and put it off, I guess. It's probably the best way to put it. But once I get going and once I do my first set, I'm locked in. And I'm always glad, I'm always grateful after I've done the training session, after the fact, that I went. But I might not necessarily be in that frame of mind before I go. And if I have a couple of days off from the gym, I'm itching to get back in there. So it's a funny dynamic. I think a lot of people can probably relate to that though. And in terms of the order of magnitude of your goal, like the larger your goal or the more significant your goal and profound your goal, the more likely you're able to push yourself through that feeling of procrastination and wanting to put it off. If you don't have a very big goal, or if you don't genuinely enjoy the process and you're doing it for external factors or somebody else, then it might be more difficult to push yourself through that initial, I guess you could say, resistance. There's a book by Steven Pressfield. It's called the War of Art, I believe. Yeah, the War of Art. Kind of like a play on words of the book called The Art of War, which was about war. So the War of Art, Steven Pressfield is a writer, and he speaks about the resistance that you feel in the process of writing, essentially. And he talks about a few other concepts like the muse, which is basically kind of like I suppose tapping into this universal flow state. Once you start doing something and push through that resistance, you get to this point where you meet the muse, so to speak. And I draw a lot of similarities from that to weight training. And it's kind of like you push yourself through that initial discomfort barrier, and eventually on the other side is this, I guess, perceivably untappable potential. Like you didn't realize that you were capable of doing this until you pushed through, essentially. And then you kind of just step back after the fact, after you've done, and realize, oh wow, I actually did that. So I notice a lot of similarities between riding and bodybuilding in my case, and I think a lot of that just has to do with, regardless what your discipline is, what your passion is, it's pretty much the same template or the same approach, just applied differently. So what I'm going to do is just push myself through the first one or two sets, and then I'll be locked in. But it is a big session today, like a very big session. I've got peak volume for this. It's funny how Scott Stevenson coined the training cycles blasts. Just very interesting use of terminology there. So see the blast, it's like a 6-week long blast of training, and then you do a bit of a reset. The first week I did the tier 1 volume, the second week tier 2, which was last week, and this week it's tier 3 volume. And boy, I can tell you now I'm feeling the tier 3 volume, even though I've only done one training session for the week so far, and it's Wednesday. So today's going to be a challenging session. I mean, I've got 3 to 4 straight sets for each of the exercises in the upper body load, and then 3 to 4 sets for each exercise in the upper body load movements, with the exception of arms. I've still just got one working set of biceps and one working set of triceps in terms of direct sets. But still, it's a big step up from the volume in the prior 2 weeks, or the prior 2 tiers of volume. And I think the volume feels more overwhelming because of the frequency, hitting everything 3 times a week minimum. It definitely makes it more challenging, but in a good way. And then after the upper body stuff, the pump work, I've got 2 sets of thighs. I've got, I believe, still just 1 set of quads and hamstrings, thankfully, because my legs are still quite sore from Monday's session. It's only been about just shy of 2 days since Monday session, and yeah, then it's time to wrap it all up. So it'll be a decline machine press, then a fly, that's for chest. Back is going to be T-bar row and pull downs. I might do pull-ups. I might do weighted pull-ups instead of pull downs if I can find the weighted belt, but some sort of vertical pulling movement and a chest supported T-bar row, that'll be for back, and just 2 sets of each. So 2 sets of decline press, 2 sets of flies, 2 sets of T-bars, 2 sets of some vertical pulling movement, 1 set of curls, 1 set of press downs, and then in the legs it'll be 2 sets of thighs, which I've got penciled in as being Smith machine squats today, so that'll be pretty brutal, and the Smith machine RDLs for hamstrings, and then leg extensions for the quad exercise, the quad pump exercise, and then 2 sets of calf raises. So 2 sets of thighs, 1 set of quads, 1 set of hammies, and 2 sets of calves. So all in all, what's that? I forgot about shoulders as well. I've got 4 sets of shoulders, so 2 sets of machine press, 2 sets of laterals. So a lot of volume, as you can see, like quite a lot of volume. A full body session is going to leave me pretty wrecked, but I do have a rest day tomorrow, which is going to be good and welcomed with open arms, I should say that. Oh, I completely forgot to stop at the service station. I was going to get a drink because being Christmas and all, the gym is closed. I can do a U-turn up here, so I'll do a U-turn here, stop into the service station, grab a ice cold bottle of water because the water fountain at the gym is never cold, and that'll be that. Then it'll be time to hit some training.
Ooh.